look at your grade, it might look like you have a C, but in the curve, it like somehow it takes the explain it like
it takes the average and then
makes that
say the average was an F, so that F will now become a C,
So
and
your
we'll
C
bump everything up.
became an A.
Yeah.
But
Curves are your best friend.
it depends on the class. Like if
Yeah.
the class is like mostly everyone got a B, there's not going to be a curve because everyone got a B. But if the class, like the average is a D, then that D is going to become a C, and if you had a C, then you're really going to get a B, and it depends. But some classes don't offer curves, and the professor will tell you that at the beginning. Like, I don't offer a curve in this class. If you get a C, you get a C. So that depends. But then to answer your question about how do I study, it depends for like the class. Sometimes I do like reading every day, or like sometimes I don't really have to do a lot of studying if I get the material very well. But what they recommend is that, you guys know in college there's units you take. So you can have like a 3-unit class, a 4-unit class, or a 5-unit class. And the units is how many hours that you're in class that week. So if you're in a 3-unit class, you're in class for 3 hours a week. So usually like Monday, Wednesday, Friday for an hour. And what they recommend is that for every unit you take 2 hours outside of class to study, read, or do your homework. So if I'm taking a 3-unit class, I should spend 6 hours outside of class studying, reading, and doing homework. Obviously not like all in one day, but so I would do like, an hour a day for 6 days, or 2 hours a day for 3 days. And that's how you keep up with your studying.
So it basically just says we're gonna have a test on chapters 1 through 5. You just do everything else with us.
For most classes, yes.
There's like, when you first get into the class, they give you a syllabus. I don't know if this,
Yeah.
They give you a syllabus and it tells you when your test is going to be. Like you have your whole semester or a quarter set out for you, and it's like August something, I have my first test. That's 2 weeks away, and this is the material that we're studying each day. It tells me. And that's how, like, if I miss a class, like if I'm sick or something, like I try to get to every class, even if I'm sick. Like, just because I don't like missing class, because I can retain more information listening to it than reading it, personally. So, I like the syllabus plan because you know what you're going to have tests, like these 3 days. Like, they're months apart, say, but it's, like, really helpful to know when your things are going to be. Not like, oh, here's a pop quiz tomorrow. I'm not saying there's not pop quizzes, but they're usually planned out, and it's helpful for the students.
So they say you have a test, they just give you lectures, you just take notes.
Yeah.
It depends on your class. So like if I'm taking a class and it's just lectures, like usually a 3-unit class, it's an hour a day for 3 days, and it's just a lecture. So I'm just going to class, I'm in a class with like 200 people, and I just see the professor, and that's all. But then if I'm taking a 4-unit class, that's an hour a day for 3 days, and then an hour where I meet in a smaller classroom. It's called discussion or section, and that's usually like 20, maybe 30 students. And that's where you have your TA, and your TA can help you understand the material better. And they usually like review their lectures, or they like just help you understand the material better. And that's how you can get that one. And there's also office hours. And depending on the school you go to, there's also resources outside of classroom and office hours. Like at Davis, we have the SASC, the Student Academic Success Center, and they offer tutoring for chemistry, math, physics, writing, and biology. And like I went to those, like I would try to go all the time. It's so helpful. Those classrooms would be like packed the day before the final or the week before the final or midterm. And they're really helpful too. So there's tons of resources outside of lecture and office hours.
I want to say typically they're free.
Yeah.
I know at Davis they're completely free.
I know that it's a really good idea to get outside help. Like we have a thing similar to your guys's. Actually, it's not free. It's called Lying Tutors, and you go and you sit for like an hour lecture, and they tell you all this information about like an upcoming test, and they give you a study guide. So pretty much you're paying like $10 for this huge study guide of everything that will probably be on your test. And I would say that helps me so much. And to whatever school you go to, get help from the teacher, TA, or an outside resource, because it is the best thing. It helps you so much.
And if the professor is nice, like they usually give you a study guide before the midterm or final. So they're like, oh, here's a study guide. Here are the things, example questions or like things you need to make sure you know. So usually you get the study time.
So would you consider college harder or a lot harder?
A lot harder.
It depends on like the high school you come from. I had a friend, she went to a college preparatory school called Loretto. It was in Sacramento. And they made high school super hard and for her, so it made college look easy. But for me, college was a lot harder. I just had to apply myself more than I did in high school because like my teachers weren't there to like hold your hand and like, you know, just have assignments every day, tests every other week. It wasn't like that. But also it depends on what you do in college. I mean, what you do in high school. Like AP classes definitely help me prepare for college. So if you have the opportunity to take AP classes, I would recommend it and always try to get the best grade you can. I took an AP chemistry class in high school, and like we had labs, you know, every week or every other week, and we did the same exact labs in my AP Chem class that we did in my chemistry 2A class in college. So that totally helped me like prepare. So you know, labs were pretty easy in college, but it depends.
What exactly is office?
It's just like, say your professor is free from like 1 to 2 on Wednesdays, so he has his office hours where you can go in at any time during his little office hour time. You can just ask him questions. Or like, I didn't understand this like last week. Can you explain it to me? So you have like a one-on-one with your professor, and he's just like showing you how to do it.
But it depends how many people are there.
Yeah.
So his office hours could be, you know, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 2 to 4. And usually, like, if there's no midterm or final coming up, it'll be pretty empty and you can talk to him or her more. But if it's like the week before the midterm, it's probably going to be really packed. So you want to keep up and don't wait till last minute to try to talk to the professor.
Do you guys do sick things? Because I only do sick to shapes.
I feel like
In
maybe
anatomy, not in chemistry
Yeah, not in
or
chemistry.
biology. Actually, in one of my biology labs, biology 2B or 2C, we dissected a squid. But like it was just like for one day and only like 2 people did it and we just looked at it. But not like, it's not going to be like high school where everyone has a frog unless you like take an anatomy class and you probably do that. But I haven't taken that.
I know for anatomy classes they go to like more through it.
Yeah, actually it's like it's in Harry Hall. You know?
Is it really?
Yeah, my friend is.
I had class there. But yeah.
Or there's an area where they have to class. But anyway.
The intro classes kind of keep it simple, and once you start getting into like
The specific
this,
field.
then you start dissecting.
What's the easiest class?
It depends on what's
Yeah.
easy for you. I took, like, easiest class for me was like my freshman year. It was Math 16A, just because I'd taken the calculus, you know, in high school, AP calculus, and I got like a 4. So that class was a breeze. It was easy A. But then, you know, for someone who's not really good at math, it was more of a struggle. But there's interesting classes. I think the most popular ones at Davis are Nutrition 10,
Food science.
food science, and then there's like a beer making class. It's called viticulture.
Oh, viticulture is the wine one.
Oh, wine. Okay. Well,
And
there's
then
like
there's intro to brew beering.
yeah, those are the 3 most popular classes. Just because they're like fun and you're learning something you've never really learned before, and I'm assuming they're easy if they're the most popular. But it definitely depends what comes easy to you.
I love how in college there's such an option of classes because you have to take like physical ed kind of, but there's so many different options. There's like a speed walking class.
Wait, you have to take one?
Yeah.
No, really? No.
Are
Other
there
options.
tonight?
It's like a kinesiology class. We just have to take like 2, I think 3 units.
Yeah, different
What are
colleges
the
require different things.
You said like speed walking.
There's like so many. There's like swimming and fencing and speed walking and jogging and all of these like
We
different.
have a rock climbing one in our
Yeah. And then we actually have a major at Penn State. It's a food science major, but it's specific for like ice cream. Because we have a
Ben and Jerry went there.
yeah.
Oh,
We have a huge creamery on campus, and we're actually kind of famous for it because we make our own ice cream there. And Ben and Jerry's came and took the class, and they got a C. Just saying. That's how good our